Hey everyone, welcome back to the Three Rings. And I want to talk about why it is so important for us to have meaningful conversations. If we want to build a future where we can all get along, we need to have meaningful discourse. At the end of the day, there isn't much that is different about us. We are all way more the same than we are different. All of us want to live good lives. We want to buy a house, get our dream car, pursue maybe creative things like art or painting. And that is something that is universal, regardless of your race, your gender, your sexual orientation, or the religion you believe in. We all want the same things, and that is to live a good life. But somewhere along the way, we've been told that if someone else is exceeding, that we aren't. That if someone looks different than us, acts different than us, loves different than us, and they succeed and they're doing good, well, that means we are doing bad. We are fed this narrative that someone else's success means our demise. When new people come into this country, we're told that they are taking our jobs, yet we ignore the fact that this country was built upon a bunch of new people coming to it. And the thing is these people aren't taking your jobs. They're here pursuing the same thing you want, a better life. Politicians, corporations, news media will spin narratives about other people that are different than you so that you vote and spend money where they want you to spend it, and cast votes where they want you to cast them. So in the end, we end up hating each other instead of hating those who are manipulating us. The reality is we can all succeed if we just talk to each other. I've had many conversations with people that I don't agree with. And generally at the end of those conversations, we've found common ground. Whether you ask someone on the right or the left, when you get to the end of these conversations with them, right, about politics and stuff, they generally come to the same conclusion. Politicians have too much power, the rich are getting richer, and corruption is rampant throughout our politicians that are in, the White House to the cities. Everyone's mad about the same things. Right or left, it's usually the same conclusion. The place where we get divided on things are things that should have never mattered in the first place. We're told to hate someone because they have a different God. They love differently. They look different than you. But scientifically, we are 99% the same. We all bleed the same blood. We all want to live a good life. And the conversations I've had with people who have believed in different gods than I have when I used to believe in God, they generally run into the same things I ran into during my belief in God. Even though their God goes by a different name, there's a lot of the same doctrines, roles, and stories. It's all the same. There is no significant difference between us. So how do we stop the division? Well, we need to start asking why. And sometimes this can be hard because when someone holds a different view than us, it can trigger us, it can make us mad, it can make us upset. But if we keep asking them why, we actually get down to why they believe what they believe. And maybe it helps them dismantle one of their own beliefs, or it opens your eyes to why they believe that way. But we need to continually ask why, and just keep asking why. Well, why do you believe this way? Well, why do you believe that? Well, why do you feel this way? Those are the things that matter. And you may have noticed that I said, why do you feel this way? A lot of what we believe comes down to what we feel. It doesn't come down to logic or science. A lot of the time, humans make decisions based on feelings. And feelings, as much as I love them, aren't always accurate. But if we keep asking the people around us, family members we disagree with, friends, whoever you're talking to, we keep asking them why, maybe we can start to get to conclusions, get to answers, and maybe start agreeing with each other. Start figuring out what we need to change as a society to make a better world. Like I said, most of the time, people's beliefs aren't caught up in logic. They're caught up in feelings. Feelings that make them feel safe. Feelings that keep them protected. Maybe feelings that make them feel loved. Feelings have a chokehold on humanity. And some of the easiest feelings to latch onto are hate and fear. And those who sell us hate and fear, who tell us to be afraid, are the same people who offer us groups and safe places to be hateful, to be fearful. I grew up in a religious cult That entire group I was in thought the same way. It was a very safe space for people who had bad ideas on how they thought the world should run. So hate and fear, they are easy things to latch onto. And there are many groups, people, politicians who will use that to deceive you, to come after you, to make you vote the way they want you to vote, to make you think the way they want you to think. Fear and hate, oh, they are cocaine. They're just fucking easy to hang on to. And that's where the division starts. That's where we get into tribes. We start to hate each other because we're told to. Because, again, they say, hey, fear this group of people. Fear what they believe. Fear how they look. Fear what they do. Fear how they love. Because it is a threat to how you love. It is a threat to how you live. It is a threat to how you make money. And it's a lie. It's a plain and simple lie. We are all human beings. And at the end of the day, we just want to live, man. We just want to love. We just want to make money. We want to go to college. We want to buy homes. We want to have families. And we want to believe what we want to believe. And that's that. At the end of the day, we need to talk to each other with empathy and patience. And we need to keep asking why questions. So we have to remember that the deeper we dig into these why questions with our friends and our family and people who might disagree with us, it's always going to come down to feelings, even with some of my own beliefs. And that's okay. But if it comes down to feelings on beliefs that may harm others, that may harm yourself, that's not okay. We need to be fact-checking ourselves. We need to be going for science and going for good theory and talking through these things instead of just believing them because they make us feel safe, because some of those beliefs are harmful. So we need to keep asking each other why, and we need to do it. We need to keep doing it because it's imperative. It's the only way forward. We must ask each other why we believe the way we believe, why we love the way we love. And that's going to grow empathy. That's going to grow love. That's going to grow community because we will understand each other. If we don't start asking each other why, we risk a bleak future with outcomes that could be violent. And we must avoid that future at all costs. People talk like they want revolution or civil war, but they don't. You don't want to fight with your neighbor. So talk with them instead. Because it's easier, it's better, and like, let's not fucking kill each other, right? That's really, the goal of having good discourse and asking each other why. At the end of the day, we can talk to each other. We must talk to each other before we get angry with each other, before it gets worse, before we actually start hating each other to the point we think violence is an option. We've already seen this happen. There was a, assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. I'm not a fan of him, but we can't be getting to this point of violence. We just can't. It's not a good precedent to set. We can't be disagreeing so much when we have so much more in common. So, ask your friends and family, why do you believe the way you do? Ask yourself why you believe the way you do. Examine your feelings. Have patience. Stay calm. And just love each other. Because again, it is better to talk to your neighbors than to fight them. So, with that, I bid you adieu. Thank you all for watching. I hope this video spoke to you. If it did, please leave some comments below. Tell me your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe. I am trying to get on a more consistent content schedule because I truly want to make the world a better place. And I think in order to do that, we've got to talk to each other. And I've got to be more consistent with my videos in order to do that. So, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you all later. Peace.